This is the exercise number 7, and we would like to create those tables. Plus, I would like to introduce some new functions that you never seen before. And I told you as of last time, I showed you the way how to try to understand how it works, and you can see some examples to understand it. And I'm going to show you now the solution of those of this exercise, plus some new things that maybe might be interesting for you. So now what I did, I just put the data in here, like just type regardless of the size of this. I can just maybe later on put it a size to do a size that looks nice. If I double click, this is called again Autofit, and then it's going to take more than what I need. Why is it taking more? Because actually this is taking only one within this cell, so that's why it takes up to this cell. I just double click, let's cancel. If I double click, it takes that. So now what I would like to do, maybe just to merge these, so it will look like if I double click now, it will be much sorry, I just have to select these and then merge. Now if I double click, it takes only up to this one, because the other ones are based on other columns as well. So if I double click on this one, it just takes enough for each column. And if I would like to add more, because I still don't see this clearly, you can play with that until you find something suitable for you. But this is not the main issue here. The main issue is how to use the if function to display active if the balance is greater than 500, inactive if it's less than 500. So we said that in order for us to find any function, we click on this, we select first the cell that will contain the result of that function, and then I click on this fx, which is function. If I see it here, I can just select it right away, or I can just type if and go, it will select it for me. And you can see here it gives you some hint on how to use it. If you understand it, that's fine, but sometimes if it's the first time you're looking at these things, it's going to be hard for you to understand. So maybe a help on this function will help you more. So once you click on that, it will show you the help that is coming from online. I think maybe if the online is not working, maybe a help that is locally offline is going also to be loaded. That was working with the previous version of Office, like 2010. This is 2013. Maybe it will not work. So if it doesn't work anyways, we can still go to okay, this is go to office.com to the latest article. So see, this was loaded because it could not connect. So the online one was not connected, and it tried to tell me, well, you can get the latest, try to connect online, or get the offline one, which is available here. And you can see that it gives you at least the if. This is how it works. You ask a question, this is greater than that. If this is true, this is going to be executed. If not, this is going to be executed. And they give you also some examples here with some data in order for you to get that. For example, if A2, this is A1, A2. If A2 is less or equal to 100, it's going to display within budget, or it's going to display over budget. So here, is A2 less than 100? The answer to this question, is it yes or no? Where is A2? This is A1, this is A2. Is A2 less than 100? Yes. Yes. So I have two choices here, within budget or over budget. If I answered with yes, so this is yes is true. If I answered no, means false. So in this case I answered true, which means this is the thing that I need to display. The result of this function is going to be this. So I'm going to see within budget. That's the idea behind the if, and the examples trying to help you understand it. Now how to use this, we need to click on OK, and it takes us to this window over here that has three parts: the logical task, the value if true, and the value if false. So the logical task for us is the question that we'd like to ask. What is our question? Is the balance for this Faisal is greater than 500? If it's greater than 500, we should display active. If not, inactive. And you see, notice it will add these double quotes for me and you can see here it's just going to prepare the formula for me. Just click on OK, and now the formula will give you the result.
But here it's 2000.
Now this is another question. If you look here, calculate the status. This is the status as specified below using if function. So this is the status only for this one. This is coming from another one. This is the result of this, of the calculation, which are going to be using COUNTIF. So now with this, what is called this? What is this called? Autofill. I'm going to drag it down, and you see, because this question is not true, is C4, is it greater than 500? No, so that's why I'm going to see inactive. That's why I'm seeing inactive. So that's what about this if function. Any questions regarding this one? Yes.
I have to put the command.
You have to put the double quotes, you mean?
Yes.
Yes. If you don't put them, Excel will put them for you.
Where did you get 500?
From the question here. If the balance is greater than 500, do this. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for this active inactive, and I've done this step number 2. Now if I go to step number 3, calculate the following: calculate the number of customers with balance above 2000 using COUNTIF functions. So now I cannot use the if because I need to do something else. I need to count if this condition is met. What is the condition? I will only count if the balance is above 2000. So same thing, click here, try to find this COUNTIF, or maybe just select it. If you see and you can understand, that's fine. If you're not, help on this function will help you understand, like the same thing. We're not going to be waiting for it to load. Anyways, we're going to click on OK so we can to understand. In the COUNTIF, we need a range. Where do we count for? What do we count for? We count the balance, right? So we're going to select this as our range. A range is composed of 2 cells, from C3 to C7. This is our range here. And it shows you here, these are the different values within that range. 3900, 200, 1500, and so on. Now what is the criteria? I want to calculate only those that are above 2000. So let's put greater than 2000, and as this is my criteria. And what it will do, it will count the numbers only if they meet this condition, this criteria. So if I click on OK, you see that it gives me the result. Okay, if I just drag it down, notice something is going to happen. If I drag it down, something is going to happen that I don't want. Do you see the range? The range was changed. It did not start from C3, because when we drag down, this is what happens. When we drag down, let's just cancel. When you drag down something, it was C3, now it becomes C4, C5, and so on, as I drag down. This is done because it is called this cell, and pay attention to this, it's the first time I'm saying it to you, this is called relative address. Relative address. What this relative address means, if I use the autofill, the address will change. But there are some situations where I don't want this to be changed. Like for example here. Well, there's something that I can do, and that something is make it absolute reference. So absolute reference, it will not change when I drag it down with the autofill, or drag it anyways with the autofill. If it's a relative reference, it will change if I drag it down or move it to somewhere else. Let's see it working. For example, I put this, and I would like this is actually relative. I'm going to make it absolute. To make it absolute, one thing that you can do, I mean, there's a simple way and then the other way. I think the simple way is to, once you click on this one, you press Alt F4. No, that's not Alt F4. Was it this F4? Yes, F4, just F4. You see what happened? The C3 was changed. Now it's not only C3, it's $C$3, which means it's not going to move anyways, even if I drag it down or something. Let's see how now if it works. If I use the autofill now, all of them are active because you see it doesn't change. All the same reference, it was absolute. It will never change. That's what these dollar signs do. If you put a dollar sign on the column, means the columns will not change. If you put a dollar sign on the number, the row will not change. If you put them both, it will not change, the column and the row. So that's, we don't want this to be, absolute here. So I'm going to cancel to bring it back to how it was. Now, but this one I want it to be absolute. So I'm selecting this one and make it F4. And this one as well, F4. So now the dollars are before the column number and the row number for both of those starting range from the start range from and start range the end of the range.
What did you press to?
F4. F4. Function 4. 4. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So, or you can do it yourself. I can type it myself, but it's easier. F4, you don't have to type it and click here, move around. So now if I do this now, if I just use the autofill, you see the range is the same now. Even if I drag it down, you can drag it to as far as I want, the range will always stay the same. That's the advantage of absolute references. Now, I don't want to have 3 because I don't want it to be greater than 2000. For the second one, it should be below 2000. So I'm going to change this to below 2000. And then this is going to show me the right value. Is this clear, inshallah? Okay. Can we move now to the next one? Format the balance with currency sign, dollar, and 2 decimal places. Well, this is the balance. I need just to select it. And maybe just go to this one and click the dollar sign, which is this one, dollar sign. And then I have it. It's already on 2 decimal places. I don't need to change anything. If I ask for something like 3 or 1, then you have to change it. How you change it? The easiest way is from here. If let's say I wanted only 1 decimal place, click on this one to show only 1. It's easier to do it this way. There are different ways, but this is the easiest one, I think. So I'm increasing the decimal, so I would like to have like 2 decimal places, because this is what we want, 2 decimal places. Okay, now the other new thing is the column chart. To draw a column chart representing the customer and balance. Very important whenever you see draw a column chart or draw any chart, you have to be careful and to what kind of data we would like to see in the chart. Some of you I've seen last time, they selected everything and then they click on the chart. We don't want to select everything. What does it say here? Customer and their balance. That's it. So you have to select only the customer and their balance. Don't add other things, because if this was a quiz, it would be a mistake. Now, since I have selected this correct range, where should I go? Insert. And then there are different ones. There are different charts. These are the charts. I can select any one that I like. You can see it recommends something for you. What one we would like to have? Column chart. This is the column chart. Or if I'd like to do a pie chart, this is the pie chart. And it's some other things. I can choose any other thing. Let's say a pie chart. If I'd like to see it, which one, how it will look like. I can see it this way or whatever. So this is a pie chart. And this is the one that is a column chart. So if I'd like to see how it will look like before I can select, I can just do something like this. And it shows me the one that I like. And if I'm not telling you exactly what to do, did I tell you 2D or 3D? No. So you're free to choose the one that you like. If I tell you to do one specific selection of chart, then you have to follow that. So let's say we'll take this one, for example. Okay, and I'm clicking on this one. And as soon as I click, you see, this is showing the chart here. I'll just move it around so it doesn't hide the table. And now with that chart, we'd like to make some changes. Make the title as bank account details. So this is the title. Double click and then change it bank account details. Don't need to press enter, so I don't go back to the line. And then make the x-axis title as customer name. So now we need to go somewhere else. In order to do that, we need to go to the design and this add chart elements. This is the contextual tab that appears only when you select the chart. If you select something else, this is not going to appear to you because it's attached to this element. So once you select it, then and notice when I select, I don't click on the columns or the names. I select somewhere blank, so it selects everything. If you click only on this, it will select only this element that you selected. So I click somewhere in the white space. Then it will select the whole graph. And I can do this from here, or there's some other things probably from here as well. I can add some other things from here, but this is much more detailed. I can have more options from here. So we would like to change the title for the x-axis, right? So the x-axis title as customer name. So I'm going to go here and then axis titles. This is the primary, this is the x one. You can see that the symbol is here, this is the y, and it shows me actually some preview so I can understand. If I click on it now, I want this to be customer name. And the y-axis as balance. So I'm going to do the same thing. Click here, axis title, this one, and select everything and say balance. I can move things around if I don't like the way they are. I can move this here, for example, move it up or whatever, and make this bigger. Let's cancel. I just would like to cancel. You can make this a little bit bigger. For example, here, if I click on this one, can I make it bigger? No. How to make it? I need to click on the right. This is, for example, the place. When I see this, I can make it bigger like this, for example.
Why choose a pie chart? I don't have exactly that.
Well, you don't have that, yeah, exactly. For example, for the pie chart, you don't have these axis titles, but you have something similar, and then that gives me an indication. If, for example, I told you to use a pie chart, then you realize, oh no, I used the column chart. Do I have to start from the beginning? If you don't know how to do it, start from the beginning. You see, it's not going to take a lot of time. But if you know, you can do some changes like this. Change chart type. And then maybe I'd like to have a pie chart. Okay, this one, or maybe that one. Okay, now it changed that for you. I cancel, and let's go back to how it was. The cancel button is your friend. Whenever you do a mistake, you can just go back and then, okay, here, this is where we stopped. So we did all these. Now make the data labels as values. So again, click here and something where it's not full, and you see that this is a problem. It's got confused. Now go here and then data label, and these are the different data labels that we have. Actually, because of the type of the one that I chose one that is 3D. That's why actually I'm going to change this to just a 2D like this. It will be easier probably. Now if I go back into design and add chart element, in the data labels you can see more options. How do you want them to look like? So let's say I'm going to do something like, maybe this looks better. Okay. And then legend should display the customer names and place at the bottom. So the legend, same thing. You just go here. This is the legend here, and I want it in the bottom. So I have it here, so you can see it shows you this is the legend, the balance that was added. And it should show display customer names. So I don't want this to be like that. How to change this? So now to change this, this is more tricky. If I want to change this to customer name, I cannot just double click, as you can see, and change that. I can even try to go here. This is not going to help me. What I need to do, I need to go in just this select data. Okay, pay attention. I need to click first here and then say, I don't need to click first. I need to click anywhere here so I can see select data and then click on it. And you can see now I have this balance here. I won't like to change this balance because this is what happens to appear here. I want to change it to something else. I click on edit. And instead of, you see this is what was selected, it was here. Let me cancel so you can see it. You see this selection? Because it shows sheet 1, this is sheet 1. And then C2. C2, that's the one. I don't want this to be like that. I want it to be customer name. I type it myself. Okay, now I can see customer name. Okay, again, how to do it? You select the chart, select data, and then in here you edit. You select the one that you want to edit. It was balanced before. You click on edit, and then here you change it to whatever you want. And then click OK. OK, now it's done. Let's cancel, so I can do it a third time. I'd like just to cancel this. And then, again, design, select data, select the balance, edit, select everything here, customer name, press enter, and then OK. Now it is customer name. And that concludes the number 5. Number 6, I told you to skip it. I'm going to show it to you. It's very easy. It's a nice tool that helps you, which is called the Autofilter. That's not Autofit, that's not Autofill, but Autofilter. And the Autofilter is here, this filter over here. It's called the Autofilter. So what I would like you to do, if you would like to use that, it's very important that you select your table, your data table, along with the column headings. You select the column headings and your table data. And once you do that, you click on this button over here, and it shows this small arrow from here, and that one will give you a lot of options. Now, for example, if I'd like to select only a few, I just would like to see those ones. Click OK. They will only show me only these 2. So I'm filtering. Notice I'm not deleting, I'm just hiding. Because look at the row numbers. 1, 2, there's no 3, and then there's 4, there's no 5, and 6, there's no 7, and there's 8. That means these others were hidden. If I want to see them back, just click here, and then clear, filter from account number. I see them back all. So this way you can add more questions. For example, to filter exact customer details whose balance is above 3,000. So I want only to show those that are above 3,000. So I click on the balance, and I can have some number filter, equals, greater than, lesser than. I want something greater than, or greater or equal, whatever. Is it greater or equal? Above 3,000, so let's say just greater than. And I'm going to go to number filters, greater than, is greater than 3,000. OK, so it's going to show me only those that respect this condition. And also you see the graph also is updated to only show the data that is shown. This is called Autofilter or filter, and you can do multiple changes. For example, I would like to see those that are inactive. For example, only text filter equals inactive. I want to see only those that are inactive. Of course, there are none. It's going to show me nothing. Because now I'm putting 2 filters. I'm filtering according to the balance, greater than 3,000, greater than 3,000. And also I'm putting the status, it should be equals, you can see the check mark, equals to this thing over here. So now if I would like to cancel this filter, clear filter, I see the back. Clear them all, clear them all. I would like to remove those rows, just select them again, and then you click on filter, now they're gone. So it's very easy if you have a long file, a lot of data, and you'd like to find some of them quite easily. This is the way how to do it. It's quite simple, quite easy. And this is called filter, Autofilter. Now the last thing before saving is sort the table in ascending order of customer name. You remember how to sort the table. Select the data without the others that we don't want to sort. We don't want to sort these. We only want to sort according to this. And then custom sort. Which column we need to sort to? Customer name. So let's find out customer name, and then is it ascending or descending? Ascending A to Z, descending Z to A. So I would like to hit A to Z, so that's fine. Click on this, and now I can see them. They are changed in the order. They are sorted according to the names. If I cancel, so I can see before how it was like this. Now it's like that. Before, after. Before, after. And that's it. Then you save and give it the right name, exercise 7, and then you're happy, inshallah.